Welcome back. Welcome back to Kenton and Habiba. Just thought we would come up here and check in. It's been a minute since we did a sit down. We don't actually have anything scripted or planned, not that we ever do, but I just thought we would come on here and just talk about how January and actually we're into February already. Can you believe that? So how you doing, Kenton?
I'm very busy. Very busy.
Yeah. It's been a lot. Even though, to be honest, I feel like I don't know about you, but for me, for the beginning of the year so far, there's this sort of, I don't know, melancholy. Is that the right word? This sort of
Malaise.
drab feeling of, despite starting the new year with a lot of excitement and a lot of list of things I want to do, and I'm still probably going to do them, there's this sense that no matter how hard I feel like I'm trying, it never seems to, I don't know, get executed as fast as I would like it. And I was thinking about how, culturally, a lot of us start the new year with all these New Year resolutions and goals and dreams. And that maybe a lot of that is a little unrealistic and goes against what nature around us is exhibiting. So, for example, when you look in the garden or even some of our plants, they're not growing. They're just sort of sitting there hibernating. The season outside, it's cold, it's still winter. The plants aren't growing. Everything is still. The birds aren't flying. Where am I going with this? The point is that the point is that maybe winter was not really designed to be the time when we start all the great, amazing plans and the big, grandiose plans. Maybe winter is supposed to be spent hibernating, counting our blessings, sitting our butts down, and, getting ready for the spring. Because in nature, that's when things happen, right? So maybe we're going against nature is really what I'm trying to say. When we make all of these plans that don't always pan out, and then we end up beating ourselves up because we haven't gotten them done, by January, end of January or end of February. So anyway, I just wanted to know what you were feeling, because that's just how I'm feeling. All right, so Kenton, emotionally, how are you feeling about January, February so far?
I don't have any plans. So I don't make plans. So that's how I avoid that.
Ooh, I'm being serious. I'm not playing.
So you're not playing?
No, I'm not playing.
Because it's winter time. Once the spring comes, then you got to start playing. How do I feel? I feel, you make plans and, plans on plans. You do the best you can. Sometimes there's challenges that pops up, and then, you work with them. But don't beat yourself up too much. That's the thing. Give yourself some grace. To everything there is a season. So, if it's if there's some headwinds, sometimes it's good to step back and show patience and perseverance, and it just depends on the context of what the challenge is.
Because I think on the other hand, what you do in the beginning of the year is very important to how the rest of the year potentially could go. Because I'm someone that has always made plans and had lists, and, you go through a career where you're very regimented and you're used to making, things happen. Not everything is in your control.
Right.
But I'm definitely not one of those people that thinks you just sit and wait for things to happen.
You don't sit and wait, because again, it's like anything. You got to have momentum, right? And sometimes you feel stalled. So that's really what it is. But sometimes things are stalled either for a reason, and it's about not giving up, but it's also many times it's just timing, right? Some things are out of your control. And right now it feels like a lot of things are out of our control, whether it be the economy, whether it be it's finances, job opportunities. There's so many people feeling stalled right now just in their jobs. They know that they may be in a job that is making it a challenge to move up, but there's no momentum that's going on. Things feel stagnant. So there's a lot of frustration in that sense, right? So what do? Do you just sit? You wait? No, you keep then trying to learn. If the job market is very tough right now, look at ways to increase your skill set in managing emotions, feelings. It's okay to feel frustrated and so forth. See, that's the other thing. Sometimes, like you say, society makes it judgmental on you. Yeah, everyone's a winner. But that's the thing. It's a cycle. And when you recognize these cycles, like you say, seasons, we have seasons in our lives. We have seasons, even we have rhythms in how we feel. Many of it's tied to also how we take care of ourselves, if you have enough sleep, if you're taking your vitamins and all those things, self-care. But the bottom line is that beating up on yourself is rarely leads to breakthrough. So that's all I'm saying. Is be gentle with yourself, But I love you, and like I said, it's all about, as long as you're having some momentum, and even when you don't have momentum, it's not unless there are indicators of it. Blaming yourself is never really that productive. The point is, as long as you're trying. See, like you say, if you're just sitting and waiting and then complaining, well, then yes, you're not sowing. But if you're still sowing, and then like there's different seasons. So if it's wintertime, that's storing. You're storing your seeds. So that means that this is the time then to educate, to learn, to try to grow in a different way. Explore other things that you may not have the opportunity to if you were doing something else.
Right, and it's a balance, because there's, on one hand, if you've been watching us for a while, then you know that, for example, specifically me, I like to do many different things, right? And I know sometimes that can be confusing or not make any sense to somebody else who's like, wait a minute, I thought you were a doctor. How come you're not practicing medicine? Wait a minute, are you an artist? Wait a minute, are you a hairstylist? What exactly are you? Are you a baker? I like to do many different things. But on the other hand, there's always that part of you that thinks, based on, I guess, the way you may be raised, a rolling stone gathers no moss, meaning that you can't be doing too many things all the time. Sometimes it's nice to be able to concentrate on one thing and see that through and allow that to grow. And that's sometimes a little bit of the dilemma with me. It can be a blessing to be talented and know how to do different things, but it can also sometimes feel like a little bit of a curse. And then sometimes you feel overwhelmed by all those feelings and thoughts, or all these plans that you've made, or all these things that you want to see. You have so many thoughts of doing things, and then you end up being paralyzed and not doing any of those things because it's just overwhelming, the amount of
analysis paralysis.
I guess.
Yeah, it's like when you have too much inputs and you try to pick and choose, and so what happens is that basically then you're able to make a determinative decision on which one, because there's so much, and so you delay, you procrastinate, you continue your analysis, you continue, well, maybe this, maybe that, and sometimes the opportunity passes, or you never actually move towards actualizing, the ideas.
Well, there's always that hopeful feeling that I want to convey to people that, yes, on one hand, a rolling stone gathers no moss. But on the other hand, if you are at an age where you feel like you should be doing something different, or you want to explore something different, don't let age block that, or don't let age be a deterrent. I strongly believe you're never too old to learn something new. You just want to avoid the habit of constantly learning something new and not seeing that through, right? You can't just keep starting new things and not actually, again, seeing them through. What do you think about that?
Well, I agree. It's a balance, but again, that's also what keeps being alive. I mean, that's what human beings, we are intuitively curious. We want to explore things. What happens is that we lose that. That's one the magic of being a child. Things are
Right.
new, it's exciting. What happens is we create, sometimes in exchange of novelty is security. It's predictable. But then what happens is that we stop learning, we stop growing.
Right.
And then life doesn't, we don't live our life to our fullest potential because of that. So explore and learn, go to new places, meet new people, expand your world, learn a new language, new
Right.
foods, stuff like that, new skills, pickleball,
Right.
I don't know. I mean, it really just comes down to, again, exploration, whether it be inward exploration or outward or both. The whole point, man, is that it's personal. It's personalized
Right.
to you, and that's what also makes it fun.
I saw a quote the other day where I thought, that really hit hard, which was, can you imagine how disappointing it could be if your current self met your future self, or not necessarily your future self, if your current self met the person you could have been had you done all the things you were capable of doing? Meaning, if you at your highest self could have met your current self, or vice versa, what that would feel like. Like, can you imagine seeing this person, that highly successful person, in whatever way you deem success, meeting your current self and realizing, wow, that could have been me. I could have become that person, but I didn't for whatever reason. And I always think about that, like one day we all will die, and who knows, maybe we'll meet us at our highest self or at our full potential. What do you think, Boo?
Well, I think, wasn't it Viola Davis? Wasn't it Viola Davis?
I don't
She said
know.
that in a speech.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
anyways,
I don't
I
know.
thought
Maybe,
I saw
maybe not. I don't know.
her
I'll look
saying
it
that.
up.
But well, what do I think? I mean, yeah, that's there's been different permutations of that concept of, on your deathbed, where go before your maker or God and have to then be weighed whether you have met your full potential or you didn't. There's another permutation in regards to, like, if you look at all your ideas that you had and realize that how many of them you did not basically nurture and then grow into fruition, and how many things that you have allowed to die. That's another thought. These are all like thought exercises, and the important thing is really the takeaway is to do them now. Don't wait
Right.
until it's too late and then actually go through that experience. It's better to, no matter how painful it is now, is to actually do it, because sometimes it is painful because you just go, because it's not about going and look at, I made that mistake and then beat yourself up and say, I'm a loser. That's part of the thing, is that no, this happened, that happened. You could have made a different decision, but that was the decision. What are you going to do now? And not to sit there and declare yourself as a permanent state. I am this, I am that. Because who you were back then is not necessarily who you are now, as
Right.
long as you understand what is going on in regards to your relationship. That's the whole point of those thought exercises, is to then say, okay, what can I do differently?
All right, Kenton. So before we say goodbye to the young man or young woman watching us, and for me, do you have any uplifting words or words of wisdom for those of us that are feeling kind of blue during this season,
It will pass.
or feeling a little discouraged, maybe?
It will pass. It's just like the seasons. The spring is coming. Have faith. Spring will come. Prepare yourself, though. That's
Right.
the other thing, is that, don't just wait. Prepare yourself for spring, but spring will come. Winter will fall.
Winter will fall.
Fall.
Thaw. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Thaw.
and it will fall. Winter fall. All in all, you're all y'all.
Oh, stupid. Yes, y'all. Spring will
yes,
come.
y'all.
Yeah, I've been living in the
Winter
South too
will
long.
fall.
Yes, y'all. Yes, people. Spring will definitely come.
It
Or
will
as they
come
say, the
after
sun
this.
will go up.
That's right.
Yeah, but overall, I try to be a positive person, to be honest. You know that.
Okay to feel, sometimes it's
Right,
okay. It's that, and that's part of it. It's part of the seasons,
right.
but it's not you.
Every day there's something negative on the news. Every day, every minute, and it's almost impossible to avoid it.
No, but that's where again, for self-care, turn it off. Listen to something positive, music, read something positive, go to, as they say, go to the well, whatever that well is. If it's spiritual, if it's emotional, support, even if it's taking care of pets. I mean, something that's other
Right.
than yourself.
Right. For me, I
Yeah.
go to my crafting,
Yeah.
which I'm sure you've been seeing. I've been sharing doll stuff, which seems rather maybe immature to some people, but I genuinely believe for me, crafting is just something I have to do. And when I can't eat, or I can't consume the type of things I want to, the best thing I can do for myself, or when I'm feeling negative, the best thing I can do is make something. And on an even more positive note, that crafting will convert to hopefully sales in the near future, because we're going to put together a website. So all of these things that I make, for those that are interested, I'll be selling them. So, yeah, so that's positive, and I'm looking forward to that. Yeah. But anyway, more on that later, okay? So, I hope somehow some of what we talked about resonates with you. Please share your feelings, your thoughts about January, February so far. And happy Valentine's Day in advance, right, Boo? Happy Valentine's
Happy
Day.
Valentine's Day and happy Black History Month.
Right. Our honorary, I can't say that word. Honorary, our honorary Black husband here.
No, absolutely.
Happy Black History Month, of course, and
That's
happy
right.
Valentine's Day. Bye, y'all.